Welcome to episode 11. I think, is that right, JJ? You're generally the man to
I don't know.
I think 11. We're in double figures anyway for the Monday Night Raw reviews. We're looking at February 13th, 1997. The thumbnail is Shawn Michaels with tears down his cheeks. What a sorry sight. Lissy, welcome back. What would you remember of 97? It was a turbulent time with the Heartbreak Kid.
Stop. I already feel like today's going to be like a roast of Shawn Michaels, and everyone knows I'm not gonna. I know, but like especially today, but I'm not going to allow it. Is this the year that he lost his smile, Jack?
It's the episode he loses his smile.
Yes, and then it's all downhill from here. So just dark times, guys, dark times.
JJ, do you remember anything from early 97 you weren't watching at that time? Is that correct?
I wasn't watching at the time. I've watched it back like a few years ago. No, well, actually, no, I don't think I went this early. So no, probably won't have seen this episode before.
I don't remember ever watching this episode likewise. So it'll be fresh eyes for me. Oh. If you're watching it on the network with JJ and I, because we are overseas expats, it is episode Raw/6397. If you're on the cop with Lissy, you are at
Season 5, Episode 6 of Monday Night Raw.
February 13, 1997. Now we're going to click play. Might not work for JJ and I, but
no, mine's set up. No, mine's good to go.
We're all right. And you have the old-fashioned intro of the typhoon cyclone, whatever it is, in over 200 countries.
Super old school.
Wait, did we click play? I thought that was 3, 2, 1.
There was no count. He didn't count you in.
No, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right.
And they've already announced that Shawn's vacated the belt, or is vacating the belt.
So, Jack, I know this gives you great pleasure. Do you want to just briefly remind us why?
It doesn't give me great pleasure because I think Shawn, if you look through his career, he never lost titles. He just gave them up. He did it in 95. Remember when he got beat up by 12 Marines? 12. And I think if you remember, I think Dean Douglas won. I think he was awarded the belt, and then he lost to Razor in like 20 minutes or something. I remember Jeff Jarrett, and then it happened again in 97. What, him and Austin maybe tag champs. Wow, Lowell, Massachusetts. Have you ever been there, Lissy?
Of course I have.
And we've got The Rock oiled up as only the great one can look.
Wow. Kicking off the show. The Rock just always has such a nice smile. Look at him. Good looking guy.
He's
Did they say there that he's the IC champ or number one contender for the IC champ?
I think he's number one contender, right? Because he definitely defends. I think we might see The Rock winning here. Spoiler alert. He defends the title at WrestleMania 13. I know that. But they're announcing the fact there's going to be a final four of I think Vader, Sid, Austin, and Bret Hart up for the belt, given the fact that Shawn has lost his smile. Poor man. But yeah, have you seen they're out here trying to cancel The Rock now?
Why?
He was trending all on Monday and Tuesday because people were going back and looking through old episodes of Raw and SmackDown from like 99, 2000 when he did like, say, a Chinese voice. I may have called Rikishi or The Undertaker different stuff. And because he came out and supported Joe Rogan, people went digging into those archives and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they went hard for that. But I think, didn't he or make a statement about his no longer really supporting Joe Rogan?
Yeah, but then a 4-minute video of him using the M-word throughout his entire career came out and didn't help the matter. Wild times we're living in 2022. Man, by the way, the shots of I'm saying that. Listen, you watched AEW, right, last night?
Of course I did.
I've seen the spoilers. Keith Lee looked great. I've just seen the stills of him. I haven't seen what actually happened.
Okay.
We've got Earl Hebner lifting off the OG, the greatest Intercontinental title of all time. No arguments here.
Greatest. Everyone agrees. Personally, prefer the white version, but that's fine too. Just
look at the people who have that belt: Macho Man, Bret, Owen, The Rock, Shawn, Razor,
Michael.
and Mr. Perfect. You know, it's the anniversary as we're filming of Mr. Perfect passing away 19 years ago.
Mr.
19 years ago today.
Perfect.
I
The
absolutely
perfect
love this
champion.
venue. This venue looks so cool. It's like old school.
It looks old school wrestling, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So
but
nice.
this is when this is really old school. But back in these days, when Raw used to come, they would come to Boston, I think it was the Fleet Center at this time, which is where like the Boston Celtics are basketball team plays. But like the cities around Boston, like Lowell, Worcester, the smaller cities, they have played these little arenas, and it's like super intimate. What a
I
time.
like as well when the lights are up on the crowd and you can like see like the size of the crowd. But this genuinely looks like just like an old school theatre.
Oh, yeah, it looks like a little theatre.
Pantomime at in some town as a kid.
Yeah, Worcester Mass was one of the famous. I think WWF back in the day used to film a lot of superstars and wrestling challenge there back before the business changed. And Triple H here he's been IC champion for about 3 months after beating Mark Mero when we last saw him in December time. And at this time, you'd think this is where there was a bit of animosity towards The Rock. Again, he didn't ingratiate himself to the clique.
I'm confused because in the blurb for this episode, it says Mark Mero takes on Triple H for the Intercontinental Championship.
Well, something happened.
Hmm?
Something must have happened.
Plans change, pal.
I know, but
Card subject to change, big dog.
5 years ago, I think they would have known.
We're 2 bows already by Hunter.
Maybe some. I don't know.
Something happened. Who knows?
Yeah,
We'll never know. JJ, you look so cute today. I like your little sweater.
Say again.
I said you look so cute today. I like your sweater.
Thanks.
You actually dressed. Jack and I wearing our usual rags.
Look, I've got my Good Brother shirt. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, yes. Oh,
right.
We need to wear them together. Oh, also, so quick. Now that we're talking about
JJ,
shirts,
I think that's a spoiler. Is your shirt there, JJ?
Oh yeah, quick plug for the shirt of the day. I'm wearing Kylan King's shirt. She is the CCW Women's Champion and has appeared on Impact. Love her, super sweet. She shouted us out last week.
Big fan.
That was my
big
commercial.
fan.
We'll give it. We'll tag her in there. We'll get it. We'll clip it up and tag her in. Yeah. How was your trip to what did you say? CCW?
CCW, yeah. CCW is low key my favorite like local indie promotion now. That's saying a lot because there's a lot going on down here in Florida.
If you follow at Mainly Wrestling on Instagram, Twitter, or indeed Facebook, you will see Lissy tagged in at pretty much a local wrestling event every week. So she's
Every week.
She's doing the indies more marketing than you're gonna say. You're doing more for their marketing than the actual companies themselves.
I'm on tour, baby. Every weekend we have something coming up Friday and Saturday.
And I'm gonna say one of your posts got taken by Lucha Libre on Instagram and reposted. And your man, what's he called? I don't want to say anything that might be get interpreted wrong. Chichi?
Cha-Cha Charlie. It's actually
right. Cha-Cha Charlie.
For me to say Cha-Cha Charlie.
Right. He reposted your clip of him doing a flying elbow drop through the table onto his TikTok yesterday, I'm led to believe.
Oh, on TikTok.
I'm too old for TikTok, but we get notifications if the videos have been reposted.
Guy, I am too old for TikTok. I don't even have an account.
I don't. I was told to get a lot of the pages I have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice soundbreaker. We've got it running by Penny Jacobs in the background there. Come on, JJ,
Sorry.
show her off to the world.
I don't know her way, but yeah, she's home with me today because she's a little bit sick. Just getting a little cuddle because she's waking up and smiling at me.
And
now
JJ is her.
She's very intensely watching this wrestling as well. So
she's such a little angel.
You look at Penny the way Nick Khan, the way Vince McMahon looks at Nick Khan. Oh, kill it. Daddy, there's not going to be more budget cuts here, are they? Well, depends.
What did you say last week when you were like, somebody said to Vince something about your son? He's like, Hunter, Shawn.
Which one, Dad? Yeah, I'm really not that shit. It wasn't Shane turning up in AEW last night. That would have been tits. Another flying arm breaker. You gotta work the hold, brother. Work the arm. Like Harley Race here. They always say that when people would come in and wrestle Triple H during the Reign of Terror, 2002, 3, 4.
It was an honor to wrestle him at that time.
They need to work. They need to learn the WWE style. What the fuck even is the WWE style?
His style.
We go slow and then you have to sell. Okay, there you go, JJ. You're wondering why this is a Thursday Raw.
Okay. Why was there a Thursday Raw?
That's a Harley Race special. That's when you Nate Brecker. Speaking of the great man. So this was a Thursday Raw. I presume it was either the tennis or the Westminster Dog Show. Is Triple H with the Honky Tonk Man right now? Wait, the Honky Tonk's with someone else here.
Honky Tonk Man.
Isn't he paired with the Roadie right now? This was the failed. I think Jarrett's gone back to WCW around this time. And the Roadie, as he was then before he became Road Dogg, paired up with, or was it Rockabilly? Rockabilly, that would become Badass Billy Gunn.
He was almost there.
By the way, that jacket in the front, the Celtics jersey, Dusty Rhodes wears that better than anyone. There's a few episodes of like 87 in the TBS studios. That's his team.
That's our team, Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying Dusty would come out and talk about Larry Bird. You understand? Me and Larry just like that. And is it because it would always be Dusty, and like Dusty was a big Celtics fan, and the Nature was an LA Lakers fan.
Well, okay, so you know that like in the 80s, around that time, obviously, like it was LA versus the Celtics every year in the finals, and guess who won 9 out of 10 of those?
I'm guessing the Lakers.
You guessed wrong.
Oh wow! I don't know American sport.
What happened?
Best franchise in basketball, baby.
Yeah. Sports.
Go sports.
Go sports.
That's how I always.
You need the Homer Simpson type. I don't even know what you call that.
Whenever I go to like any sporting event, I'm like, go, unless it's wrestling.
I saw you. Yeah, you tagged yourself in that. You were in a football game like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's Go Sports the kid. Rocky's fading in.
This Sunday, right? There's a game this Sunday.
It's the Super Bowl, JJ.
That one, yeah. The
Bengals against the Rams.
Is it the Bucks? Did I get that? Bucks?
Bengals
the young
and
Bucks?
the Rams.
Oh, the Bengals.
Hello, my name's John, and I'll be playing the role of a British stereotype this afternoon.
Say you're un-American without saying it.
Hey, that Tom Brady though, he done thrown some balls this year. I'll tell you that much.
The Nature's still got 9 more world titles though, so you know. Woo!
R.I.P. Tom.
Can we R.I.P.?
Yeah, his football career.
Right. Okay.
Retired.
Can we discuss how the Nature's out here just running wild now that he's a single man again?
Yeah, hitting up bars with Hulk Hogan.
Do we really have to talk about this?
No, he's left the WWE. He's left Wendy. You know, I mean.
So Hulk Hogan has like karaoke at his place like every week. So
I did not know that until you sent the video.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to see more of the Nate there turning up with the ladies.
Rocky fired up.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Big baby face.
Considering these two are going to be like main eventing this show in a year or two, like it's been a pretty bang average match.
You almost say in the summer of '98, these two really carried the mid card. They had a great ladder match at SummerSlam, Madison Square Garden. Oh, it's been reversed. 1, 2, no. And the DX Nation feud, which got two of the best parodies of all time, that are now taken off the network, and probably rightfully so.
As they should be. As they should be.
But there's some great feuds, you know, and it got Mark Henry out of his shell a bit. D'Lo had some great matches with X-Pac. But and then by 99, the two of them were just below the main event. And then by 2000, it's basically what? It's The Rock against Triple H, or the McMahon Helmsley faction, if you want to call it that.
It had too many names. That faction, like, first of all, and then it merged with the corporate ministry.
The corporate ministry, like what?
It was just too much at one point.
Oh,
well,
Pile Driver, man, he's going full Harley.
Oh wait,
I don't like those. I mean, those Pile Drivers always look really class. I don't think they should be used as a.
I'm like 2 seconds behind you, but I'm not going to complain.
Okay.
See
he just went ahead and pressed play without giving us the countdown. Selfish.
I know, it's okay. We're doing our best.
If you can't keep up, JJ, go to another promotion. And that makes you like you've got a massive chin. I'm gonna gift that up.
Last week,
a lot of beard.
It's like the fact of the matter is,
you could do a really good Triple H impression. That's pretty low key. That's a banger. You gotta talk through your nose. He sounds like he's got really bad asthma.
First of all, I have asthma and I need to take my inhaler.
There you go. Oh my God, big super. We've not tracked anything from this match so far. I feel like
I mean,
this is the era of Vince going for 1, 2, you go. No.
Lissy's sick of it. She's out of here. She's like, I'm not watching any more of this shit.
This isn't the indie-rific stuff I watch on the weekly.
Oh my God.
What are they doing? Selling? What a load of nonsense.
Keith versus Isaiah Cassidy.
Devastating as well. Roy Keane has just pulled out of the running for the Sunderland job. Do you know how much content I'd have got out of him in the...
Fact of the matter is, here's the thing. Okay.
You know as well, he would absolutely love to go and start his own promotion now.
They won't.
This is right. I've not seen the finish yet, but this is like shades. Have you seen Bret Hart beating Diesel for the title in '95?
I have not.
All right, so Bret's dead weight. He's been thrown into a table, and he stays there for about a minute, and Diesel can't pick him up, and he ends up being small package 1, 2, 3.
Don't mind me. Just
wow!
There you go.
Exact same finish that. And we've got a new Intercontinental champion. Let's track it.
Let's go, Rocky.
I have no idea what's happened.
Oh, maybe not then. Am I thinking this is The Rock's first title ever?
Definitely. He just premiered. I said premiered. He just debuted at Survivor Series. So 4 months ago, 3 months ago. Survivor Series is November to February. One thing about Triple H, he always had a beautiful head of hair. Look at how good his hair is, even after a match. Great hair.
So we've got a new Intercontinental champion, the Blue Chipper, The Rock. I loved his feud. He had a great, again, my peak era in 97, 98. Him and Ken Shamrock for about 3-4 months. That's when you got the greatest chair shot of all time. JJ, we just seen Wandering Hands here. This is very. It looks like you're thinking deeply.
My hands are here. My hands are normal.
And what I'm saying, all right, I'm gonna have to clip that up because it looks like you're thinking deep in thought, and it's like a really small hand.
I'm having my beard ripped off of my face. What's happening?
All right, that's gonna make such a great gift.
The little stroke.
It's like Jeremy Beadle stroking his beard. Now, listen, you won't know Jeremy Beadler's.
Explain to
Oh
us.
my! I won't later, but
Americanas.
can I do it later? Because Sonny is looking. Good Lord! Again, that's all the way live. As Lissy would say, smoke show.
This sounds so wrong. Raw Thursday.
Look at the reaction Sonny got. Sonny was probably the most over thing in the company around that time.
Isn't this the year that she was like the most searched on AOL? And AOL.
It was
like
96, wasn't it? Because they had the Bulldog and Owen had that big banner for her.
Yeah.
The pay-per-view there. But they had no idea what to do with her. If they put her with, oh wow! So this is Bob Sparky Plug and Aldo Montoya. Yeah, in terms of being over, they ain't it. But yeah, they didn't know what to do with it. If they put her with a guy, she overshadowed them anyway. She couldn't really be a babyface because she was a bit of a bitch. But then if she was a heel, no idea what to do. So they just tried to get her out there on TV and make her look very sexy.
Kind of like how Sable overshadowed Mark Miro, right? I mean,
yeah, massively.
They had him like
this is such a Kevin Dunn like sleaze shot there.
Disgrace.
Can you imagine explaining this 20 years on how they would have the camera like on the apron so they could look up dresses? Like it's unbelievable.
On the list of things that would never happen today.
Would never happen.
I love Bob Holly.
Well, I'm sure we'll get a shirt up there at, motif.com/mainly wrestling. Would never happen. I need to get a silhouette of Gorilla Monsoon with one saying, "Will you stop?
Will you stop?" Yeah.
That'd be good tea, actually.
We have a few Lissy-isms and Jack-isms. JJ has some JJ-isms, but they're all about Chad Gable, so I don't know if
who once again this week is getting all of the plaudits.
He's the Jim Ross from Freeman Booth.
Here we go. One mention of a man. That's all it takes.
It's fact, isn't it? Every single week, Raw happens. Everyone's like, Chad Gable's the best thing on it. Doesn't even have to wrestle now.
Isn't that saying like you're the
Shoosh. I was talking.
But I'm saying by saying you're like the best thing on Raw, that's like saying what you're the best looking guy in prison. Like, it's not really saying much, is it? You know what I mean? Is it very hard to be the best thing on Raw? That's like saying you're the best thing on our podcast, JJ.
Would you say the best thing in prison?
The bar is low.
Look, it's hard to take the shit that those writers who are creatively vacant give to you on a piece of paper and turn it into something that's entertaining.
I've only listened to the Raw review this week. Can you explain what happened with Chad Gable this week on Monday Night Raw?
Tell us, John.
There was a quiz. I mean, the long and short of it, it's been like a long-running angle, right, where they have they've had a scooter race, they've had a quiz. Was it spelling bee the first week?
Isn't Chad Gable like a legit NCAA All-American wrestler, Olympian?
Super legit.
Yeah.
What's he doing in quizzes and
he's super smart
scooter races
as well? He's
so smart
as well.
Right. Okay.
Scooter race was Riddle because Riddle rides a scooter.
He's graduated with his the 4.0. JJ, go ahead. You probably know in what?
Being a 4-point bro, right? Because he's a stoner, right?
I don't know what the question was. I wasn't following.
He is a stoner. I think he has his master's or something now.
Oh, Chad Gable, really?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot him. Oh, Bob Holly's actually got the checkered flags on his bum. That's wow. We still haven't completely moved on to the Attitude Era yet.
I love Bob Holly, like someone that was just there for 20 plus years and just went through all of the shit that was thrown at him, did his best doing it, never really got to a level, and just did it.
Do you know, in about 99, 2000, I loved Hardcore Holly.
Yeah.
Like him and
apparently him and Crash.
Apparently he hated Crash. He hated his on-screen little cousin. Why pair him with someone else? I don't need anyone.
That came through, to be fair. I mean, that came through.
But he was like, I've got a younger brother who's like 7 years younger than me. It's like you've got to go and look after your younger brother for the day. That's what it was like with him and Crash. Yeah. And
That's
But
how
like I
they
said,
behave.
it came across as real.
Yeah, because it was.
Yeah, exactly. Put him with this little shit. Now, be nice with him. Look after him. Okay. But yeah, this in terms of heat, this match ain't got it. But still to come, we've got The Undertaker versus Savio Vega, who is now part of the Nation. You'd end up starting Los Boricuas, if I pronounce that right. Later in '97, and you got Stone Cold against Psycho Sid, Farouk and Crush of the Nation against Owen Hart and the British Bulldog, and then in the main event, Brett versus Vader for a spot in Final Four, I think. So this is a pretty stacked show in terms of them using the talent that they've got.
Yeah.
And
But you wouldn't say that they are missing anyone.
Well, I think this was they had this was a precursor to like the Attitude Era, right? They're like getting all the old, caricatures out. Not that, oh, Duckman. Oh, I love that show. Not that. Sorry. I'm gonna say
Aldo Montoya's doing his best here, and you're just.
Sorry, Aldo Montoya, just incredible.
Oh, PJ.
Portuguese, repping my one of my forbearing countries.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, what words were you going to finish with there? Ancestors?
No, yeah.
Big no, 1, 2. No.
I have Portuguese ancestry, so I mean, I guess I could say that, but, my colonizers.
Colonizers.
This dude does not look Portuguese to me.
I still can't believe it.
What does Portuguese look like?
I mean, has a tan.
If you follow us on any of our socials, by the way, go and follow Mainly Wrestling on YouTube. YouTube.com/C/Mainly Wrestling. We've got a shitload of stuff put out in the last week. Look at this. Sonny's more over than the match winners here. But yeah, what we put up there, I managed to dig through the archives and find Tori Wilson's WCW debut this week. Where
I just love her.
The precursor to point of view, POV stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. And she's seducing David Flair in the back of a limo. Tori Wilson at 23 years old. Good God.
Talk about top tier.
Wow. There's a very famous, I say famous, stripper who comments on all the wrestling 80s, 90s stuff. She goes, I miss when wrestling was full of hotties. Like, thank you very much, Cheyenne. Right, I'd love to track this, but I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted to folks. So
definitely.
Look how sad Vince is right now. Shawn Michaels.
Oh my God, Vince is like gonna cry. Leave him alone.
Oh. And you know as well, the annoying thing about this was there was no reason to forfeit the belt. Nothing wrong with him.
Just shut up.
Well, McMahon, I'm having a very hard time at the minute. Taking 40 pills a day. It's really hard. Sean's a harder voice to do because unless you go really Montreal, who's your daddy?
Leave him alone, okay? He was having a hard time.
Oh my God! Did you see the 50-year-old woman dressed up like Sean there?
No.
Oh, they have to go back to that.
His fan base has no numbers, okay?
This look, by the way, is so Vince. That's how I imagine Vince in '97.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one of the first people. Both of them. Look at the matching shirts, top buttons and up. Cute. Like Sean was always his number one son.
Cowboy boots. What a vibe.
For context here, he just won the belt 4 weeks ago, at the Royal Rumble, winning the title back off Sid.
Right. And he's injured, isn't he?
And Jim Ross, who was head of talent relations at the time, says, and I quote, "He was volatile, he was polarizing. We found out that day he was giving the belt back. It was a shock and it wasn't surrendering the title. I don't know if he's lost his smile because he was injured, but he just couldn't handle the pressure. He was being influenced by outside sources and it was like poking gas on the fire." So he had a hard time dealing with accepting responsibility of being the top guy in the territory.
It was taxing on his mental health, and that's why he gave it up. Mental health is number one.
I mean, you got to have broad shoulders. Got to be a big boy. Brett was the number one guy. Like Austin, right?
In '97, like someone coming out and basically saying this is bad for mental health. I need to take a step back.
It was not a thing. It was not.
So
no.
That's very true, JJ.
No, you're right, JJ. It wasn't a thing. If this happened today, like he would get an outroar of support, but because it was, 25.
If you remember as well, his two best mates, Big Sexy and Scott Hall, had just gone down to Atlanta. And they were hinting, they were telling him to come down, but he just signed a 5-year contract, I think. When did he come out to wrestle? Mid-02? Yeah. So I think he signed a new contract maybe like late 96, early 97. And Vince wouldn't let him leave.
You don't think we can track any of this, Jack?
No, doubtful. This is a very touching time, guys. Just enjoy it.
People are watching along and enjoying this moment.
Oh my God, even in the subtitles, when he says WWF, they change it to World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah. You only just noticed that.
They've wiped it completely of anything that would remind you of WWF.
Wow. Just hitting you in the field, Lissy.
What did you say?
It's just hitting you in the field.
And you think this is what, February 13th, 1997, he'd be done in 14 months for 4 years.
Look at him. He's so upset. He's moved. He's crying.
Great actor. Hey, look at those NXT performance centers. You've got to be all very method, haven't you? Maybe beyond reconstructive surgery.
Wait, so did he actually have a knee?
This was very much a precursor to what the WWE era, saying the word perform, whereas before it was always, I'm going to go there and fight and wrestle.
But he's saying for him it's all about the performance, right? So
yeah.
So did he actually get a knee injury, or that's completely fabricated?
Not really. He was just. He like JR said, he didn't really have it. It was just the pressure, everything. He was being the guy, and a part of that was he was. Oh wow, he's doing the Ric Flair. He was down to lose the belt to Brett at WrestleMania 13. The original plan for Final Four, because if you remember, Stone Cold won the Rumble, but he'd already been thrown out and he threw Brett out. Brett would have a match with Austin at Final Four, what would end up become Final Four. Brett would beat Austin and go on to face Shawn Michaels. And that doesn't work for me, brother. I mean, Tell you what, as well, how much did Gorilla age in like 6-7 years from doing the primetime stuff with Bobby?
Unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Well, this is 1997. That primetime stuff with Bobby was in the 80s.
89,
yeah.
90. Yeah, I suppose like 80s.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm gonna cry listening to this. Like, I remember watching Raw this day, and like, I was so upset because I thought Shawn was leaving forever. He was my absolute favorite wrestler. His posters were plastered on my side of the bedroom. We don't need to talk about who was on the other side of the bedroom.
Oh, look at her. The HBK. HBK's Queen fangirl. She's devastated.
I'm
an emotional guy. Are you an emotional guy, John?
Can be.
I'm very emotional, Jack.
I like to not show any emotion, and then any emotions that I do have, I like to bottle them up. And then what I would do is drink really heavily, and then let them all explode out. I find
the old-fashioned way of dealing with your problem.
That's
Yes,
the best
it's a very
way
British.
to deal with it. As a man,
so British.
Stiff
so
upper
that's the
lip.
best way to deal with it. I mean,
You
what
just-
the fuck is this?
You let it bottle up, then you go down the pub, right? You have, I don't know what the unit of measure is of what you guys, how much you're gonna drink, but then it comes out.
Oh, look at that hug between him and Vin. Wow.
Oh
Just be-
my god! You know, this is really it's like hard for me to watch now. Like,
Tell you what, it's a good job. They did this in like where's this in Massachusetts?
in Lowell,
Lol. If they'd done this in Philly or New York or
Oh, I would have booed the
they'd
hell out
have
of them.
booed this year.
Oh yeah, they would have.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
I think this is
Baltimore's another
probably,
like old-fashioned NWA territory. Yeah.
I think how you feel watching this, Lissy, is
Look at the guy with the 2-3.
Brian retire.
Look at the whole doing
Look
click.
at this close number one. You see this guy? He's holding the things up. He knows what's up.
You know, Sean. We're gonna see you down south. Right, baby, put him up. But this is the
Guys
NWO is
clinging on
probably
to him.
at its peak right now. Early '97. Probably
my
the world
God.
champ.
All tangled up. Men, women, all throwing themselves at his feet. Dear
There
God.
she is. Not her. Wow. That is some look.
Oh, I'm sorry, but what is she dressed like? See, listen, what you'd have now, somebody would put the thing. You'd put that
Why
on
is this
social
so
media
hard?
and someone
Look
would
at her.
screenshot with the line, somebody come and collect the man.
You guys, that's somebody's mom, okay? Like, that's...
Exactly. More of a word for
We
yourself.
don't know that. We don't know that.
She's probably like our mom's age now.
I'm sorry, if you have kids, you don't deserve to go to a wrestling show dressed like that. What's that?
Maybe she's
My
just
heart's
that.
breaking. It takes a lot for a man to do that.
It does. Look at Gorilla.
Grow a pair of balls, man. And that's it.
Wow.
Thursday Raw, Thursday Live. That's a mouthful.
I don't
But yeah, that's
understand why
it. Shawn
people do
Michaels' second reign as WWF champion comes to an abrupt end.
We need to take a break, guys. I just need a minute after that.
You all right? Let's see you struggling a bit. You trying to channel where the
I just need a moment.
8-year-old Lissy was at that moment in time?
First of all, I was 7.
Right.
Imagine just trying to like be commentating on a show and do a link, and you've got like 3
These
idiots just standing
jerks.
around and going, "Yeah, boy."
And
Not
that's
TV.
why they have to sit further now.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I said there's a lot of BWO shirts out there. How over was that?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Blue
Boston
all
World
over.
Order, right? No, Boston World Order. That's why.
The Blue World Order. Come on. ECW.
Yeah, Blue Meanie, Big Stevie Cole, and Nova.
Oh my God. I thought Stevie
Hollywood
Richards
Nova.
was cool.
People forget in popular culture, ECW in 96, 7, 8 was massive. They
Lit.
just could never get a TV deal. Oh, let me try. This is PG-13.
Ooh.
And
D'Lo Brown.
I remember getting one of my first ever detentions. I was stood on a table writing on the board at school, and I turned around and we are the nation of domination. Detention, Jacob. Oh man! I had no idea what it means at the time. Just thought it was cool.
Jack is at his grammar school in Huddersfield.
Whoa! I was brought up in a campus state. I had grammar school.
Sorry, wherever you were, and you were holding up the Black Power fist. Not even.
We are the nation of domination. What are you doing? I remember his name. He was kind of a wrestling man as well, Mr. Millington. He was the one that told me Jericho was coming to WWF. That was like summer of '99. Did I start? Yeah, I started high school September '99. So he told me just before we finished.
God, how old are you?
I'm 34.
So I ran around as an 8-9-year-old telling people to suck it, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I had no idea what it meant. I saw my cousin get the biggest whooping of his life after doing that.
Yeah, he told.
Yeah, I mentioned him last. I spoke to him last month actually. He's asking what the kid was doing, and I reminded him. Big Jude. She was like very mild mannered. You know, a woman called Judith, like the figure of the community. I mean, so like all those emotions get bottled up and then released.
Wait, isn't Trent's mum called Judy? I might be thinking about Bagwells. I don't know.
Sue.
Oh, look. Oh, huh?
She's called Sue, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's a very like 50-year-old woman type name, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You know, if you meet a Judy, you know you're in safe hands. So.
she make a lovely apple crumble.
Be all right, yeah.
And then they had to
if you hurt
change
yourself on the playground and Judy showed up, you'd be all right. Everything's going to be fine.
Big Jude. They had to change the dynamics of the nation because they were being accused of being like a Black Power movement, wasn't it? With the faces and the dress codes.
It was though.
Never saw that.
Bruce Pritchard denies that. They were just a collection of guys.
Anyway, so
they brought Savio in. They brought PG-13 in to try to give it some diversity, I suppose.
Yeah, but if you know anything, what's it called? The Nation of Domination was based off of the Nation of Islam, and you even see like how D'Lo's dressed and stuff like that. Like people who supported Malcolm X, support Louis Farrakhan. Like that's how they walk around with him. That's how his security walks. In
big trench coats, right?
Like,
and the hats.
And like yes, and like with the bow tie and stuff like that. Like, come on.
It's like when they had the riots. It's like when there were the riots in America recently around like the George Floyd stuff and the Black Lives Matter stuff, and then they suddenly had a group called Retribution who just ran around trashing stuff in masks and things. Oh no, it's nothing to do with that. It's just a complete coincidence. I promise.
It's like
they won't admit that they're doing this shit, but they are.
It's like the timing just says everything.
Exactly.
Come on.
Okay, but again, it's almost like when you must live in that WWE bubble. Like Bruce is so indoctrinated by everything that he doesn't see. For the first time, I'd been listening to some Dead Wrestling like 3 years, and they were really good before he went back to WWE. What, about 18 months ago? I finally unsubscribed last week because I can't listen to this. You know you're lying about this, Bruce. Come on, pal.
Yeah, come on, pal.
And yeah, the Retribution stuff, I'd love to get his take when he gets sacked again in a few years because they must know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But of course. Come on.
But then if you do know what you're doing, that's such bad taste.
Yeah, but what is their alternative?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. put on good wrestling shows.
Yeah, but they want to be on TV, so they're gonna follow what is written.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the rest.
Oh no! Lissy, like most things to me, never blend the talent. Never blend the talent.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what.
No. I want about the booking. No. I'm about why would you book this?
Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
Like most things, I will never ever blame the talent for the position they're put in.
quite
It's like
impressed
we've
by
all been
Savio
at work
Vega.
and done stuff we didn't want, what didn't want, what didn't like. But it's your job. You don't really have a choice.
Do the job, baby.
Apart from JJ, who's just obviously boss man.
I don't
Did you
work.
did you play the cash game with Alex on Sunday?
No, I heard good things.
Really?
Yeah.
He was trying to get me to come along. Like, I've got a roast at home.
Apparently should have. No, I played on Saturday, so I wasn't going to go out 2 days in a row.
Successful evening?
Nope.
And we'll move on quickly. We've got D'Lo looking. D'Lo looks so babyface.
He is like, he's like a 16-year-old kid going to prom.
A lot of these guys that brought in around this time were recommended by Cornette. Cornette was using... D'Lo was part of the gangsters in Smoky Mountain with Mustafa and New-Jack. And D'Lo was the guy that could bump. You look at the size of him, he could take a hell of a bump. I always remember the one where Stone Cold, I think, backdropped him onto his monster truck in like late 97. And they realised they could just throw him around a bit. So he got a gig here. And I think he was there for about 6 years, wasn't he, before release about 2003. Again, the best entrance neck-wise of anyone ever.
I think he could have gone a lot further, but I think that he was really affected by the Droz situation.
He broke his neck, didn't he? Yeah. Paralyzed him.
I don't think he ever had the confidence in the ring again after that. He always felt like awful about that situation.
And it's almost like apprehensive. If you're off to go and slam someone, you're like, oh, PTSD.
Yeah.
That must, just living with that is, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I know he's one of the main producers at TNA now, Impact. And he spoke about, didn't he, on Dark Side of the Ring. He was very honest and candid. I thought he came across really well. Like, it's just when another man puts his life in your hands and then you don't look after it.
I don't necessarily. I think in the interviews that I've seen, he doesn't blame him for it. Like he's.
Oh, Joss has been like, don't blame it at all. It's just it happened. One of those things.
Yeah.
But you know, you're still gonna have the internal guilt there, regardless.
Absolutely. He's a human being.
Speaking of Impact, Lissy, I think we've not mentioned it since we last filmed. You went and did 2 shows back-to-back days. How was it watching your first taste of Impact Wrestling?
First of all, this is not my first taste of Impact Wrestling.
Nice.
Guy, what are you saying? I've been doing this a very long time.
No, not in their current brand, right? I thought you before they became.
No, not in their current brand.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
it was a fresh taste of the company that was formerly. You know.
Yeah, it was very different than.
Is this where you got this shirt? Shout out Doug Gallows.
Yes, it is. I should have worn mine today. I'm so stupid. No, it was so different than my
previous. That's very diplomatic.
Impact experiences. No, I mean, I had a good time. I think they put on a good product. I love to see the Bullet Club. I do like that they have the little like ROH invasion storyline going. And, you know, we are big fans of ROH, so happy to see them, on the
Shout out Bryan Danielson, first man in the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well deserved. I'm sure.
What did you guys say the other day when I sent it in the group chat? It like couldn't happen to a better guy or whatever.
Like nobody deserves it. Nobody deserves it better.
No one deserves it more. Yes.
I think I don't think it was by where I talk about his world title running. 05, 06. If we could, I'd just watch Dragon matches from 2005-06. We're coming up to the time when he put on, I think, 3 straight nights, WrestleMania weekend. Ring of Honor had 3 shows. Where was 06? Chicago? Chicago was always like, I think so, because Chicago was always like one of their big towns. They Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. That was when the Dragon Gate guys came in and had their 5-star match. And he wrestled Landstorm for like a 40-minute classic. He wrestled Strong to 58 minutes. Oh, God, that leg drop wasn't Chris from Taker.
He folded him in half. What was that?
Yeah, he folded him up like a cheap chaise lounge.
That was really bad. That looked.
I like the fact Savio's now in the nation, but he's still got like his Puerto Rican type top on him.
Doesn't mean you gotta change the gear.
It's not very nation of domination, though, is it?
Savio didn't forget where he came from, baby.
He didn't, and you don't. Well, here come the minions.
You know what,
Showtime
though?
gets it done for the Undertaker.
Who is
It's
the very
because
smart-looking
Savio was
black guy in the
Undertaker's
blue
voice.
shirt?
It's Farouk.
Whoa, gang.
And here's Crush. It's it's still mad to me that Crush is the same guy from about 4 different roles.
Listen,
Guys,
Crush, most versatile ever, okay?
Here's Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed.
What was he? Skinhead Crush? Biker Crush?
He was Crush in the purple and yellow fluorescent.
Kona Crush?
He was part of Chronic with Brian. Was it Brian Adams or Brian Clark?
Wait, go back further. The third member of one of the greatest tag teams of all time, Demolition.
Demolition, yeah.
Come on.
And we talk about Vince looking at things kind of through unpolitically correct eyes. Clarence Mason, just 2 black solicitors, put their names together. That's your name, pal.
I was wondering who that guy was.
Clarence Mason. It was hilarious. I think like a lot of people got jobs here just by like bumping into Vince. Well, goddamn, pal, let's bring you in. That's how.
If you're American, a solicitor is a lawyer.
I think just started cutting a promo on him. I think they must have been at some function somewhere. Yeah. Do you know? I've only just noticed Crush has got like the fake tattoo on his forehead there.
Yes.
This was the time when Taker has the drop on his face as well.
Yeah. I'm always consistently impressed by how over Ahmed Johnson is, because like he just did nothing, did he? But he could have been like huge.
He came in then. He tried to clear the ring. He tried to do a high kick on D'Lo, nearly fell over. And then
he was so over though. It was the look, obviously, and like the spots that they put him in. But he looked a million
big meaty
bucks.
men slapping meat.
Yeah. What a guy.
This is going to be the guy who basically makes him go public. So yeah, going back to that, what Gorilla Monsoon just said then, the plan was it was going to be Shawn versus Sid in a rematch in the Rumble and Brett versus Austin. God, every time you see Sid, you think, man, he looks just $1 million. And yeah, so JJ, spoiler, do you want me to tell you what happened on the Sunday and the Monday?
Go for it.
Brett wins the belt. I think he wins the final 4, and then he loses it the day after to Sid.
Right.
And then Sid obviously goes on to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania, and that's after, I think that was Taker's second reign. He beat Hogan for 4 days, didn't he? 90, 91? Yeah, 91, because it was with Flair's help. And then...
kayfabe-wise, that makes sense for... Okay, Psycho Sid going up against someone who's just had like a fatal 4-way match, right? The night before.
Yeah.
Probably going to have a pretty good chance of winning the belt.
Softened him up.
And even like 3 weeks later, I'm sure I remember the week before WrestleMania, it was Brett against Sid in a cage, and Austin comes in and interferes and helps Sid win. And Brett's like, "What are you doing, you idiot? If I'd have won, you'd have been facing me for the belt at WrestleMania. What, do you not think these things through?" Like, start of Brett's heel turn. Brett when he was a heel in '97 was tremendous because he was a very whiny guy in general. So he just had a reason to amplify it.
He slid right in. It was great. That's what she said.
Ah.
All right, David. Hey, shout out to the man of 1,000 dick pics. Not you, JJ, but we know him.
I'm gonna cry.
So this is Austin versus Sid. This is the prelude to what's going to happen over pretty much over the summer. It's weird to think Sid wins the belt, what, a week later or 4 days later? Has a thing with Taker, and then he's pretty much out of it by April. Because that's softball season, baby.
I'm going to be irrationally annoyed if Sid does not win here. And then, like, 4 days later goes and wins the title.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense.
Rationally annoyed then.
No.
But it's weird. I think a guy of that size, he loves softball that much. He just wants to spend the summers going around playing as much as possible.
I just can't stand.
Follow your heart. You really see, because Austin's like 6'4" here, and you look at the size difference.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing for Sid, he couldn't work.
It's the thing with the roster they have at this point. You come in if you're someone who's like 6'1", and you just look like you're tiny.
The land
everyone's a fucking monster.
Yeah, even though you're like a relatively tall person at that height.
Well, if you look at the last segment there, you had like Salvio's probably 6'2", but you had Farouk, Ron Simmons, a big guy, Ahmed Johnson, Taker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Triple H is what, 6'4", The Rock's 6'4".
So guys, like when you look at like an AEW now, I know that a few months ago we talked about this, and you're like, you know, how far are we going with this roster, right? And I was like, I feel like it's becoming a WWE Junior.
You do?
I think.
I said you do, yes.
I do. It is. So with the signing of like a guy like Keith Lee, right? Do you think that this is going to lead to more of these big guy signings? Because that's really what they're missing. Like, who wouldn't want to see like a Keith Lee versus like a Wardlow or something? Like having that super heavy,
I don't think they're missing them though. I just think they have a balanced roster. Like they've got Wardlow, they've got Hobbs, now they've got Keith Lee. You've got people like Lance Archer, who you know, yeah.
I'm counting.
But you don't need like everyone. That's what I'm saying. But you've got.
No, you don't need everyone.
I think they've got a good mix of everything there.
Well, I think 4 people is not enough. But anyway, like they are on their way there. I will say. I think that they have a lot of guys with the same, you know.
Oh my God! You are one sentence away from using the line "vanilla midgets."
I would never say that.
You're going full on 100. These guys will never draw. Look at the size of them. Hit the gym, kids. Learn how to work a hold.
Well,
you can't pin someone coming off the top rope, man.
I'm not gonna say names, but I mean, like, if you literally have like no definition, come on.
The other thing is, like,
you throw shit at Adam Cole.
I didn't. I'm just saying, like, you have to have a little bit, like, at least look mildly athletic.
Look like an athlete. You're a professional athlete. You do this for a living.
Like, did you even try?
Did you even try? That's one another T-shirt available at mainlywrestling.com. What the hell is Jero Briscoe wearing? What jacket is that? That fight was split up far too easily for my liking. Yeah, go in, Sid. Yeah, kick his ass. There's a clip going around in the week of someone said to Sid, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know shit.
Anyway, back to the point. The thing with the big guys that the AEW guys bring in, they're all people that can legitimately work as well. Like, they're never going to bring in like a Great Khali or a Psycho Sid type person who can't actually work. Yeah, I'm just saying.
The thing is, JJ, know your audience. AEW caters to its very artisan, very loyal. They like a certain style of wrestling. Would you not say?
Yes. Yes.
Do they want to see 2 7-foot guys slugging it out like the Big Show and Mark Henry in a slugfest? Probably not.
No.
That's what I'm saying, though. But they're not. That's what I'm saying. They're not just going to bring in massive, like big guys unless they can actually work a style, and that's never going to be the majority of their roster. So someone like Keith Lee will excite those people because he's a massive guy, but he can also fly around the ring and do things that you wouldn't expect someone of his size to be able to do. Yeah.
And I want them to maintain that level of quality for the wrestling side of things. But I'll continue to express this concern. It's like, when is it enough?
They have too many guys. Like,
they have way too many guys.
I will go back and watch Dynamite I don't watch Rampage. As I said, I don't have time. That sounds very ridiculous. I could. If the show was good enough, I would make time to watch an hour of Rampage every week.
You don't want to see Hook?
Adam Cole's promo on Rampage this week was good.
From last week,
Brody King as well, by the way. I was just going to say was another.
Brody King, another guy brought in to talk about the Briscoes joining up. Like, at what point is Tony just like collecting toys at this point?
The thing is that as well, there's so many more out there that he could go for. There's so many more.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you do? Like, you've got a super talented person. Do I leave them? Someone else takes them. I've got ideas of things I want to do with them.
Well, that's what happened about 4 years ago, right? Vince just started signing guys to big deals just so AEW wouldn't have them.
Yeah, but he never had a plan for any of them. I feel like Tony would at least have an idea of how the next 6 to 12 months are going to play out for someone that he signed if they're in, a relatively big position. And they've already placed Keith Lee in a relatively big position, the way they talked about him before any of this started. And I think that they will have a plan for him.
Well, yeah. And I think it's also important Tony Khan does tweet a lot, but he has said, I can't keep everybody. Like, I can't re-sign everybody either. So,
a lot of contracts are coming up in the next few months, which we see.
Yeah.
Now, do you think, Lissy, as a business woman or a wrestling fan, do you think, would you have cut these people earlier? I know that I signed them to 3-year contracts, so I'm going to honor that commitment. Just get rid of them early if you're not going to use them.
Well, I think I've spoken about this, and it is a struggle, right? Between should you cut people loose, right? Like, cut people loose, and then be rid of them, and then they get to go make money somewhere else, and entertain people somewhere else or whatever. Or do you at least give security of that check and that contract for whatever? I've made a commitment for 3 years. I'm going to keep you on for 3 years, and then you're on your own after that. But I mean, I think I'm an advocate for, if you're not using these people, if they're just going to sit at catering every week or whatever, just, let them go. And
you look at the people who've been brought in the last year: Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Keith Lee now, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk. That's from the men anyway. You look at the people who they're about to get rid of, and you think, kind of like, what were you doing? Signing Luther, Jericho's mate. You've got, is it Serpentico, Jack Evans, H2O. Marco Stunk's probably going to go. Joey Janela, Peter Avalon. There is such a disparity in the levels.
Right, but at the time, right, that's what I was going to say. But at that time, that may have been a big signing for them, right? But then when the talent level increases, or the big names come on, and then that overshadows these previous guys, and then it's just there's no room for them.
The thing is, Cornette's argument at the time was like, getting these guys and just signing them with the line of, oh well, these are the best available. But wait, you don't want to put in these people on a national television, because the people who tuned in at the start, I think Dynamite had 1.3 million, and then it traded to like 1 million over the first 6 weeks. If they're tuning in for the first time and see that, not interested. If you'd have waited a bit longer, acquired these guys, and then launched with a more high profile set of wrestlers, it might have helped the long term. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
It is.
You have to start somewhere. I get that.
Yeah. And how easy is it to get names like they've got in the last year, when you go, we've not got a TV show yet, but we're just waiting to get a roster together, and then we'll start. And
apparently when this was said for years, like, oh, don't worry, we've got the funding with TV deals coming up. But I think the Young Bucks have said they heard it like every few months. Yeah. Someone's starting a new company. All right, it's easy to say that. Doing it's another thing.
At some point, you've got to bite the bullet. And if you look, right, Brian came over because he saw what was happening and wanted to be part of it. CM Punk said a big reason for him to come over was the way that they handled the Brody Lee stuff on TV. They never had a TV show, and they said, let's just sit and wait. These people wouldn't have been interested, and then nothing would have happened.
Okay, it's something like, how many people do you hear saying, I'm going to start a podcast, me and so-and-so are going to do this and do that? Not many people actually go ahead and do it. It's like a lot of, it's easy to say, I mean, fair play to Tony for actually going out and doing it. It's harder to do things probably than people realise.
And look, you take someone like Joey Janela, like he's an experienced hand in the industry. You can put him on TV. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, he's not going to carry a company for 5 years, but he's someone that's going to fill out your roster. You can have good TV matches with, and then 3 years down the line, it's done. The other thing to say about an AEW wrestler that they're never going to release them from their contract and let them go do stuff elsewhere is because if they're not being used, Tony doesn't ever have an issue with them doing stuff elsewhere anyway. It's not like a WWE talent where they're stuck and you have to be there every week. You can't go anywhere else. You've got to come sit there for all day, be on the road. It's not the same. If you're not being used at AEW, you're not necessarily at all of the tapings. And if New Japan Strong come calling and say, hey, we want you for a spot, they're not going to have an issue doing that. So I think
that's true, JJ.
Fair the way they're doing stuff in terms of the contract. And like you say, 3-year contracts are coming up and probably a lot of people are going to go.
That's true, JJ. That's a good point.
Yeah, they mentioned Janela there. I remember him having a great match with Moxley. I think when Moxley, did he have like a death match or a hardcore match in the beginning? So you're used there in your position to get people. Like Brian Cage came in and did a thing. He was able to. Listen, you went and saw him in an indie show, didn't you, a few months ago? Mm-hmm. These people are still allowed to go there and get themselves over elsewhere if they want. It's like, you do you, hon.
Yeah. I think that's nice too, where like you get to loan talent, like you get to see people other places. I don't think that it's necessarily bad. Like people want to see different shit all the time. Like you don't want to see the same 5 people every week, even if no matter how exciting.
Unless you're watching this podcast. There's been a few people that expressed an interest, but Lissy's kind of the. Who else was going to come on this? There's a few people. I won't call them their nicknames.
I'm the what? The gatekeeper?
The what?
I'm the what? The gatekeeper?
The gatekeeper of, yeah, exactly. You hold the oracle here. Oh, this is the famous Brett watching the... This is Brett watching the monitor.
What on earth?
Like, who watches a TV like that?
They actually...
We've got to give that up. Because the Young Bucks do that now every time, don't they? They
did a spot with MJF. Watching the TV like that on this week.
It's because they were prepping him for the interview. Come on, that is interesting.
I can't wait to clip some of these up later. I should really make a note of these timestamps.
Yeah, do it.
The only thing I got from the Rumble was that you doing the fuck off. I really should actually go and actually get some proper content. Yeah, Jay Lethal is it in a Fiji? Apparently, he had a banger with Ricky Starks on
last week on the Friday. You guys, I have such a hard time. The Friday show. What? Oh my God, it's escaped me. What's it called?
Rampage.
Yes, thank you. I literally just call it the Friday show.
Apparently, people were raving about Ricky Starks.
Friday night is a lot.
With your social life, perhaps. When you've got kids, Lissy, you don't have one anymore.
I don't have a social life. My social life is wrestling now.
My social life is wrestling. That's a t-shirt available at mainlywrestling.com. Yeah, Lissy, to people watching this out there, Lissy is single. Lissy, do we have an address people send their Valentine's cards?
I'm going to stab you.
Well, that's a bit strong.
Oh my God.
I am going to stab you.
Valentine's card. I think it's Engineer Lane, Gibraltar.
If Lissy was on the Rock, I'm pretty sure the locals would know about it. No, I'm pretty sure I've got your address somewhere. Lissy, we'll dig it out somewhere.
Yeah, let's set up a P.O. box. I'll probably get like 2 cards, one from each.
Send your wrestling shirts to this address.
Actually, yes, and I'll wear them. And I'll wear them to dinner too, with heels. Wow. Day to night, baby.
I'm trying to think, have you ever wore a wrestling shirt with you? I'm sure you have to a wrestling show before.
I have, many times. What are you talking about?
You get them really long, don't you?
Yeah, I just buy like a large and I'll wear it as a dress. And I'll just wear like little boy shorts underneath it. It's a vibey vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
And this is a vibe wrestling-wise. We're seeing some kind of leg
Body scissors.
From Crush. This is Soviet's era.
They're trying to slow it down before the quick-paced Vader main event.
Vader.
Jamie Dundee is doing a great job on the outside, as he did it in the last game, just arguing with the crowd. Getting that heat, brother. If you listen to, I can't wait to see what Bully Ray. I didn't listen. Bully Ray would have probably loved the MJF Punk finish last week. I watched the MJF segment, then I went to bed last night. So MJF was brilliant. I tell you what, how big a star did Wardlow look in that first segment last night? My God.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Like, you know what? We don't appreciate the art of the build-up anymore. Like, this has been building for months and months.
I think there's a long way to go.
I do think that there's a way to go, too, because, like, even like last week in the match versus Punk, you're kind of waiting for Wardlow to see, like, where his loyalties are going to lie. Gives MJF the ring. Last night, it was so cute when he's like, I couldn't have done it without this guy. Wardlow takes a little step forward. And I love the camera action too, right? They're like...
His facials are superb.
Like, yeah, it's just... I can't wait for it, honestly.
And the thing is, well, like most things, like you said, it's all in the anticipate. It's the sizzle that sells the sting.
Yeah.
But the rub he gets just from Punk saying, you're better than him, big man. You don't need him. Like, and him going...
Thinking about it.
He's immediately gets the Punk rub. And, yeah.
Also, people love to hate MJF so much that they're just like so excited and waiting. That anticipation is building for Wardlow to just.
By the way, shout out to MJF's girlfriend. The man has taste. The man has great taste.
What is wrong with you?
I look at what? I'm complimenting the guy.
It's been an hour. I'm surprised it's taken this long. I really am.
Look. Redheads are just a superior breed.
You wait till you get to the main event. 2 redheads show up. I think you're going to be impressed.
Do I need like some alone time with this or? Hot tag to the Rocky Owen Hart who's in here. Let's move on very quickly. Wait, is Jimmy here? Dyed her hair ginger again?
No, and why would she be in the world title main event?
Because it's Jamie here. She can do what she wants. She can do whatever she wants.
No, it's a different type of redhead, unfortunately.
Oh, is that a spoiler? Don't ruin it. I'm trying to think of gingers now.
Don't. I'm just talking about blood.
Okay. By the way, before I've only watched the openings. Was there anything to do with? Wow, Ron Simmons really threw himself over that top rope. Was there anything Dan Lambert and Brandy-ish on the show?
Oh, no. Dan Lambert showed up in the main event because he's with Lance, right? But there was nothing to do with Brandy on the show.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm so done with that.
Listen,
last week, I was like watching it going, what the fuck?
I said to you, it was exceptional from top to bottom. I would not be saying that if there was Brandy and Dan Lambert segments. I can't imagine.
I got an argument on Twitter with someone saying, see, this is Tony Khan listen to people. If he listens, he'd keep that nonsense off the show. Because nobody wants that. I've not seen any praise for it whatsoever.
Yeah, so.
Right, they must be sending to the finish here because when the cameras goes in that weird angle.
I kind of
Drew gets Bulldog off for the Dominator. Wow, he dropped him like a feather there. And this is going to sort of, I think,
I've been thinking, like,
really
should I get in or am I just getting into myself more? Like, there's no point here.
So, I mean, they were kind of in limbo. They didn't really know what to do with Bulldog and Owen here. Bulldog would beat Owen in the finals for the European title, I think, in 2-3 weeks in Germany. This is when they'd be going on European tours every 3 months just because they draw a lot more money. And then the Hart Foundation would be reunited in around 6 weeks' time, straight after WrestleMania.
Let me get myself together.
With life or just today, Lissy?
I don't know.
We'll just see. Oh.
Just lost myself for a moment, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Is it? What were going on there? Hey, where was they? Not even my match.
What's the main event? Vader versus Bret Hart.
Yes, sir. And they don't have a lot of time. Just looking at the time split now, we are 1:18, 1:19, 20, 21. There's 8 minutes left for the main event.
This is going to be a long Vader match.
That's all we need,
Bret Hart match.
I mean, it's so weird. Right. Again, if you go back to 94, 95, I was watching a match from 95 where Vader beats Flair and Arn in like a handicap match. He was beating it until he came up against Hulk and lost clean. Yeah. There's a great video of Vader giving him the Vader bomb, and then Hulk just no-sells it and gets him and beats him up. And Vader says in a shoot interview, "Yeah, we agreed completely opposite beforehand. That doesn't work for Hulk, brother.
Work for Hulk.
He's a prick."
But yeah, Vader was booked as absolute monster, and then he lost so much momentum here after the Shawn thing in '96.
Still love this music. Such good music.
It's the best. I would go around doing that delivery. The little one knee bend.
Your mum must have found you so annoying.
I think she thought I had issues. I think she thought I was a bit weird.
She was right.
David, he's obsessed with this wrestling stuff. What should we do with him? Oh, it'll be a face. Oops. Even when I started watching again, 3 years ago, the missus was devastated. Are you not bored of that stuff now? I thought you got it out of your system.
Never.
Honestly, my missus hates it as well. Not hates it, she just like takes zero interest.
It's just like rolls her eyes going, isn't there something else you could be doing with your time?
Yeah, my missus really just, she doesn't like it either. She gives me a little bit of a hard time, but she deals with it.
Your girlfriend?
Your missus?
Oh, there's news.
Come on, guys.
Congratulations.
That's a clip.
Hey.
120.
Hey.
120, 20.
4 days before Valentine's Day, you do what you need to do, Lissy. I understand. No one wants to do Valentine's Day alone. You got someone in on the transfer window last minute.
Lissy, you're so doing Galentine's Day, aren't you?
Galentine's Day.
I'm absolutely doing. So it's not Galentine's Day. We're calling it Galentine's Day because we're island folk. But yeah,
like GYAL.
Yeah.
Like how Rihanna would say it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see? I think you shared a post. So the people getting so excited for the fact she's pregnant. Like
so
what? I don't know.
It's not. It's my problem. It's not necessarily Rihanna. I love Rihanna. Yeah. She's beautiful. She's talented. Like
that's the point. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not personal against her. It's just the investment of people in people that don't even know that they're living and breathing is exhausting to me, just in general. Like, and I guess people could say that about us, like, but we like wrestling, but this isn't like our whole life. I mean, we probably post a little bit about Sammy and Ty Conti and like how annoying it is, but for the overall, like, we're not like super invested in it. Like, we know what we're watching, but like, these,
seeing pictures of Keith Lee and me and get married and like, oh, that's nice. Good on them.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, my heart is now full. Like,
yeah, just move on. Like, also, these are the same people. See, now I'm going to go on a rant. These are the same people. It's like if one of their friends or family members has a new business venture or is starting something or has something that they should be supporting, they're not supporting the people that they actually know, but you're putting so much time and energy and investment into like celebrity shit. Like, that's what annoys me. But I don't have that problem because all my friends super supportive, follow us and promote all of our content.
Listen, I think I'm going to say from when we do these live streams, it's pretty much your friends and family. Like they double our actual viewers, so they are our main viewers. So you're very well supported, I can assure you.
You know what I love? I love when people that I know either loosely or people that are close to me come to me and they're like, hey, you know what? I started watching wrestling again, or like I passed by the channel and I saw wrestling was playing and I watched it and it brings back my childhood memories or whatever. It's like, it makes you feel good because that's what we're watching it for.
It's nostalgia. Exactly.
100%. And that's why, don't get the nostalgia mixed up with we don't want to see Goldberg type of nostalgia.
Oldberg. Am I right, lads? Oh, JJ, you got a few drinks on Saturday and completely shit on Big Bell.
Is that this Saturday?
Yes, darling.
Oh, wow.
John Jacobs.
Not been paying attention.
Do you ever?
What time are we starting that? 8 p.m.
No, Guy. Oh, actually,
I think it's at 9.
It's daytime for me.
Okay.
What's the difference between your time and the time in Saudi Arabia? A few hours?
I think about 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
But it will be around, I think, 9 o'clock our time.
Riyadh. Simon,
JJ, were you taking Nicole for Valentine's Day?
There's 2 hours between here and Riyadh. What were you asking?
What are you doing with Nicole for Valentine's Day?
It's a Monday, so we're just both working. We're going out for lunch. I booked a restaurant for us to go out for lunch, so we can have a lunch date in peace. But yeah, that's
romance! I love it.
We don't really go mad for stuff like that.
I was told explicit last night, don't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I think Valentine's Day should be spread out because, I don't want you to just be nice to me one day of the year.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
I want that behavior and that treatment all the time, not just on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Can he turn Vader? Yeah. No, too close. It's too close to the ropes. Yeah, come on.
Let's go, Vader.
We've been together it'll be 7 years next week. And, Valentine's is just, I think it's for younger, more, it's a fresh thing, right?
Yeah. Not for any of us.
To do something nice if you want to.
Stone Cold's back. How did he get up there? I'm like, why is Brett even looking? You can't do anything from there, can he?
Brett used to.
You can't park there.
Not even my match. So this is obviously setting up Final Four. So Undertaker came out at the start of the match. He's in the Final Four. Sid will face Austin. Get him! Go on, jump on him.
Jesus.
He's going for the Vader salt. Oh.
That's very impressive for a man of that size.
Austin's
honestly,
really
is for a man his size, Vader was so agile.
And that's it. Miss Moonsault. That's all she wrote. Brett wins the match.
Mr. Moonsault, that was enough for a 3 count. That's so bad.
And we saw Undertaker win by a choke slam. It's been just you can tell by the way the camera's set up here. Vader moves out the ring very quickly. They are making this all about Steve and Brett.
Yeah.
Wow, he's actually going to try and jump down. No, he's not that stupid. The referee, there's Pat there. Pat and 2 referees holding him back. Otherwise, he'd have been jumping over that balcony. Honest.
Confirmed.
And that's Raw from February the 13th, 1997. Thursday, Raw Thursday.
This could have gone very wrong, though.
That was interesting. Lissy, what did you take from Raw from February of 97? Shawn has lost his smile.
It was one of the saddest days of my life.
Did you remember watching that as a kid? Did you watch it live?
I distinctly recall watching this. I was
wearing your Heartbreak Kid shirt, click shirt, the gloves.
I honestly, I was just so sad because I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Who's going to be my favorite wrestler? I thought we were never going to see, the way he was talking, it seemed like you were never going to see him again. And especially at this time, they really protected the business a lot. So you believed it and you really thought that Shawn was through with wrestling. So it was a sad day. Rest of the show,
It was a weird setup for the pay-per-view, wasn't it?
It was a weird setup for the pay-per-view. I mean, also we have to think about, it probably wasn't playing on Thursday, but on the other Monday show, NWO was at its peak. And when you think about it now, like in retrospect, like no wonder why WC beating the shit out of them at this time. The most of this show was relatively, good individual contributors, but collectively just was not there yet.
And they probably had to book the show on the fly. Again, Jim Ross says Shawn turned up that day saying, I'm done. So fair play for them doing something at a very short notice. JJ, you're very new to memory refresh from early 97. Can you see why they were struggling a bit compared to, say, Ted Turner's boys?
Yeah, I can. They had some big stars at the top of the card, but it felt like anything below that was just a little bit dead. We saw the likes of
Sparky
Plug and the Headbangers. And to be honest, even like the British Bulldog match was like pretty dour.
There was no real heat, was there, to the matches? There's no real rivalries, feuds, storylines.
Yeah,
ultimately.
It's like you're building up the main event, and the whole show's built around that, and then everything else below is just kind of whatever. I mean, we saw Rock winning the IC title, but even that didn't seem like a huge thing in that situation.
Yes.
So I think they need to build it all up a little bit more, And
you said between 96 and 98, it was a very top-heavy WWE and like Raw in particular. Like everything was around Brett and Shawn and Taker. And even when Stone Cold became champion, it was kind of him, Undertaker, Kane, Mick Foley for about 6 months until people like The Rock had moved up and Shamrock, and they brought the tag team division to the next level. So interesting. We'll try and see if it gets better. Again, it's the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. I'm sure we'll watch that next month. In the meantime, John, you are going to be here with us on Saturday, will you?
Yeah, I'm just figuring out exactly when it is now. So yeah, I'll be there.
You'll get the kids to bed, Lissy. You'll be joining us, right?
I'll be here, sir. Wearing bells.
Wrestling on, Alessandra will be here with a glass of wine.
Wow, we're saying my real name on the show now. What is happening?
Sunday name.
Come on,
Part of the family now. You get the full treatment.
Google tells me it's 7 p.m. our time. So
7 p.m. gym time.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So 1 p.m. Miami time, baby.
Right, so join us. We'll get a live stream set up. We'll put the details out in the bio below and get on the socials. But in the meantime, I've been Jack Milner. He's been John Jacobs. She's been Lissy Almeida. And we'll see you all hopefully Saturday for the crowning of Bill Goldberg as new world champion.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be on after Saturday, big dog.
To the YouTube channel, we've got a live stream replay of Saudi Arabia. Bye everyone. Ta-ra.
Peace.